what's up and welcome back to my fitness channel. Today's video is going to be a meal prep and I'm super excited about this one because we're getting really close to 2024 and I think meal prepping is something that I love so much when I'm on top of my health and fitness. Meal prepping is a major component of that. It's a major attribute to why I can be successful and get results. I think it's something that everyone should do in some capacity. It doesn't need to be as intense as eating only meal preps every single day because that's not realistic either, but I think having some things in your fridge that are prepared throughout the week that you can go to, just come home and you're super stressed out and you just want to do nothing. It's so reassuring to know that you have a good healthy meal in the fridge that all you have to do is heat up. My hair is a mess right now because I need it out of my face while we begin cooking all this stuff. I don't think today's gonna be too intense, but it should be good. I'm really excited for all the meals that we have today. We're doing a breakfast sandwich, we're also doing a shepherd's pie, and lastly a chicken alfredo, like a healthier alfredo, which I think all of those will be really good. I'm mostly excited for the shepherd's pie because I think it's something different than what I've ever done before. Every time I press record, everybody wants to text me, but give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. Leave a comment down below, subscribe here if you're new, subscribe to my other channel, Molly's Life, if you want to see more lifestyle vlogs from me. I talk more about like my day-to-day life. Keep it really real over there. So if you want to see more from me, check out that channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. We recently just hit 15K on TikTok, which is super exciting, so definitely follow me over there if you aren't already. Okay, I think I got that spiel out of the way. Something I also wanted to mention is that don't get too intimidated with meal prep thinking that you need to have everything in the fridge and eat it all at once. I think some people are like, oh, I don't want to eat the same exact meal every night for dinner. Like, that's so boring. You can meal prep and leave stuff in the freezer. I've been making so much soup recently and I had all these soups that I saved in little containers and put in the freezer. This is just an example, and over the past couple of days I've been having them. I've just been reheating them and they taste amazing. I don't feel like you have to keep everything in the fridge and you need to eat it all immediately. Some of the stuff can go in the freezer. If it's in a freezer friendly container, feel free to leave it in there for a little while. Like, you don't need to eat everything all at once throughout the week. You could even meal prep and put stuff in the freezer just to have for that rainy day where you know you're not gonna want to cook. I really pride myself on sharing on my channel that eating healthy and trying to work towards your goals, it doesn't have to be so boring. You don't need to eat the same exact things every single day. If you like to do that, feel free to keep on doing that, but I want to share on my channel that, you know, if you want to lose weight or if you want to gain muscle, if you want to just take a step in your health and fitness journey, it doesn't have to just be the same meals all the time. You can really take your favorite meals, make them healthier by just substituting a couple little things here and there, making it higher in protein, and it's actually really fun. Like, being healthy and being into fitness, it doesn't have to be some chore, and it can be a lifestyle. It doesn't have to just be something that you do for a certain amount of time and you hate your life during it. Like, you can find ways to make it fun and enjoy it, and I hope that that translates as much as possible on my channel. But with that being said, I'm going to probably make a coffee and get started with these meal preps. I don't know which one I'm going to start off with first. I might flip a coin, but let's just get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, we're starting off very easy. I opted to have an Alani Nu. This is the Alani Nu in kiwi guava, and I'm obsessed with this flavor. It's so good. So I'm going to be drinking the rest of that while I make most of these meal preps. We're going to start off with the easiest one first. This one is easy. It's just a little bit tedious because we have to repeat the same process over and over again, but we're making breakfast sandwiches. As for ingredients, we have English muffins. I have some leftover cream cheese, so I'm going to add this to them as well. This is totally customizable. You can do whatever you like on a breakfast sandwich. I'm just doing what I like. So I'm going to use some cream cheese. We have ham right here for the protein. You could do turkey bacon, you could do regular bacon, you could do turkey, literally anything you fancy on a breakfast sandwich, but I felt like doing ham this time, so I got some fresh ham. We have some hot sauce. I just have like a little baby hot sauce right now, but I'll add that to it. Of course, we have the eggs. These are farm fresh eggs from my cousin's chickens. I'm definitely not going to use this one because I feel like that is a double yolk for sure, but yeah, eggs are necessary. And then I'm adding some cheese. So I had some Gouda in my fridge and I thought like Gouda sounded really good, kind of like the Starbucks Gouda egg sandwich that they have. So I have some Gouda and then pepper jack. So I think I'm gonna do half Gouda, half pepper jack. We're gonna make all 6 of these, so we just have to get to toasting these and making the eggs. And since I'm not doing like turkey bacon or anything and the ham is already obviously ready to eat, it'll just be even easier. So the first thing I'm gonna do, since I don't need everything to be warm at once, since we're not eating these right now, and these are just gonna go straight into the freezer afterwards, wrapped in some tin foil, we don't have to worry about everything being warm at the same time. So I'm gonna start off with what I think is the most tedious part, and that's gonna be toasting all of these English muffins since we can only do one at a time, and I'm just gonna put them in the toaster. Now that I think about it, you could totally put them on a sheet pan and broil them in the oven, but I've already committed to the toaster idea, so that's what I am gonna do. I already took all of these out of the package. I think that they're supposed to be like ready to split. I don't think I need to cut them. Maybe, let me get a knife actually. First one, here we go, going in. I don't really know if toasting is like counterproductive since they're just gonna be reheated in the microwave. Whatever, if it doesn't do anything, it won't kill me in the end. I've never tried this before. I just see so many people doing this on TikTok, so I figured I should give it a try. I love a good breakfast sandwich, and this is just so easy. You can have one of these with like a Greek yogurt on the side, and that is such a good high protein healthy breakfast. It gives you a little bit of salty and sweet. You could do yogurt on the side if you're not into Greek yogurt. Wait, did I say yogurt? I meant fruit. You can do fruit on the side if you're not into Greek yogurt. There's so many things that you can do. Just gonna keep cutting these and toasting all of them and then putting them back on this cutting board so that way they can be ready to assemble everything. Everything is finally all toasted. Now I'm just gonna add cream cheese to the bottom of all these along with some hot sauce, so you guys can watch me speed through this process. I'm sure you know how to make egg sandwich. So I'm cooking up my eggs. I have 4 going in this round, and obviously we'll have to do 2 more to finish them off. But all I seasoned my eggs with is this one from Trader Joe's. If it could focus, that would be nice. There we go. This is the everyday seasoning from Trader Joe's. I got put onto this from Lindsay Hughes, and I'm obsessed. I literally put it on everything I can. So I used some of that on the eggs, and I feel like this is the perfect thing because it has like salt, pepper, and then all these other things. Mustard seed, coriander, dried onion, dried garlic, paprika, red chili pepper. Like, it has so many yummy things in it. So that's what I'm going to be seasoning up the eggs with, and that's the only seasoning I'm going to use throughout. I just put the lid on so that way they can steam up a little bit. It's on like a medium to low heat right now. I'm going to keep it on pretty low because I don't want them to cook too fast. But we have all of the these are kind of like egg McMuffins, I guess. So we have all of these over here. I've been watching YouTube. This is something else that I highly recommend, is that if you're meal prepping, have something to keep you entertained in the kitchen while you're doing it, because you're going to be in this room for a good little while. So at least have something going on in the background that will keep you entertained and not just like bored cooking. Alright guys, so the breakfast sandwiches are completely done. I was laughing so hard because I somehow ran out of tinfoil on the last sandwich that I had to wrap. I swear I have had this packet of tinfoil for like 2 years and I don't know how it's lasted me so long. It's been like a magic roll that never runs out, and of course the one time I actually need it, it runs out. So the last final sandwich is wrapped in cling wrap, but the other ones are in tinfoil and they've already cooled down quite a bit, so they're not like warm anymore, and I'm just gonna pop these in the freezer. So just so you guys know, when you go to have one, all you have to do is just get a paper towel. I don't know if I already said this, but get a paper towel, wet it with some warm water, wrap the paper towel, obviously take the tinfoil off if you're gonna put it in the microwave, wrap the paper towel around the sandwich, the wet paper towel, and then microwave it for like a minute and a half, and it should be perfect. Sounds kind of weird to like microwave an egg when you think about it, but honestly, that's what like Starbucks and all those major fast food chains do with their breakfast sandwiches as well. So it's not really that weird. And this is just such a perfect like on the go breakfast. You can have this, like I said, with some Greek yogurt on the side or some fruit, whatever you like. And it's just really quick and easy for those mornings when you know you have to be out the door super quickly. This is gonna be a lifesaver. I'm so excited to have these in my freezers. All right, I just took out everything we're gonna need for the shepherd's pie, which I'm just now realizing I forgot to grab my olive oil. So let me get that out. Trying to get everything so that way you guys know all the stuff that we're gonna need. So let's just go through this one. I thought this one was kind of gonna be like more time consuming out of the last two. So I wanted to get a jump start on this one because I know I'm gonna be tired by the third one. And if I have to make this last, I probably won't do it. So we're just gonna get it out of the way and done with. We have olive oil. As for seasonings for the meat, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Lately, I've just been a simple seasoning girl. I used to like load up on 15 different seasonings, and I find that food really doesn't need that much seasoning. Like, it's really not that deep as people make it out to be sometimes. So anyways, maybe I'm just getting older, I don't know. But we have thyme, Italian seasoning, the everyday seasoning from Trader Joe's, and then maybe a little bit added salt just in case we need it. As for veggies, we have frozen peas and carrots, and I also have some frozen corn. I couldn't find one with carrots, peas, and corn in it, but if you can find one at your grocery store, just do that. I don't know why I couldn't find one, so I have 2 separate ones. I also have 2 russet potatoes here. We're making 4, by the way, and these are the containers that I'm gonna put them in because you wanna put them in containers that can go in the oven, that are oven safe. But also totally just make it in a casserole dish and then put it in separate meal prep containers, but I felt like this was easier and cuter, so I have those set aside over there ready to use. We also have some beef broth. You only need a cup, which luckily I feel like I have just enough to use for this recipe. We have Worcestershire sauce. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I think that's how you say it, Worcestershire sauce. Some minced garlic, ground beef. I'm doing 90% lean because that was the most lean that I could find. So we have a yellow onion, light cream for the mashed potatoes. You could do heavy cream, Greek yogurt, whatever you please. Parmesan cheese, tomato paste, and butter. And that is everything that you need for this recipe. At least I think so. So I'm gonna start by chopping up the onion because I think that's like one of the first steps that we should do. And then I already have prepped over here a pot to make the mashed potatoes in and a pan to do the ground beef. So everything is all set. Oh, we're also gonna need some flour. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting things. Look at how much of a mess it is in here. Oh my God. I can't wait to just organize things in 2024, but here is my flour. I've been cooking the onions for a little bit, and now I'm just gonna plop in all of the ground beef. So since I'm using 90% lean, I don't really find the need to have to drain my meat after just because there isn't that much fat. But if you're using a meat that is higher in fat, then I would cook the meat separately. Just gonna break up all the meat. It is very loud, so I will talk to you guys in a second. Alright guys, so the meat has been cooking up for a little bit. Now I'm gonna add in like about a tablespoon of the Worcestershire. I feel like I'm saying that so wrong, but I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of this. Honestly, never really know what this does. I guess it adds flavor to the meat, but I really like never quite know for sure. I'm gonna do a little extra just cause it smells good. Recipes always call for it and I don't really know exactly what it's doing, but I don't question it either. So we're gonna add that in, and then I'm probably gonna do a good amount of garlic because I love me some garlic. Every lazy girl's dream, because I hate mincing garlic myself. I really need to get one of those like garlic presses because that seems like it would make things so much easier, but I haven't gotten around to getting one yet, so I'm still gonna do the lazy girl way. But we'll just mix this up and let the garlic get fragrant for like a minute or so longer. Okay, now that it's been about a minute or so, I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons. I'm not measuring this, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So about this much tomato paste. I'm probably doing a little bit more than you need, but that's okay. That all in, and then we'll mix this. Try and get all the meat coated in the tomato paste that we can. It is a challenge, but we're gonna try our best. Oh God, I'm making a little bit of a mess. Okay, now that we have that mixed pretty well, next comes the flour. We need 2 tablespoons of flour. Again, I'm kind of just eyeballing it and doing like 2 spoonfuls. Add this in, which will help make like a kind of like gravy almost once we add the beef broth. My camera is dying, so I hope it doesn't die before I do this, but just mix this all in. And this is on a really low heat right now, just so you guys know, but you can see it gets super thick now that we've done the flour. So like I said, you need about a cup of beef broth. I'm just using up what I have left in this container, and hopefully it's about a cup. So there's all that. We'll give this a mix, and the flour is gonna make this less of just like liquid and meat and more of like a gravy consistency. It'll thicken up over time as we have it simmer. So this is looking like perfection. Okay, and lastly, we're just gonna add in the frozen veggies. I'm not measuring this, just do as much as you want, you guys. Now we go in with the, whoops, that's kind of a lot, the peas and carrots. I love frozen peas for some weird reason. I'm obsessed with them, so the more the merrier for me. And now let's just mix all of this. This is kind of a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It looks so pretty once you add the peas, carrots, and corn in. It makes it less just brown. Okay, now we are done with this. I'm just gonna set it to the side. I'm actually gonna let it probably simmer for just like a few more minutes and then set it to the side because we have to get started on the mashed potatoes. So first thing I'm gonna do is peel the russet potatoes that we have right here and then get ready to boil them. So while I wait for the potatoes to boil, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees just to get that ready. I have the potatoes in here, submerged them all in water, and then I started to boil, or started to turn it to high after I put them in there with the water. It's different than pasta, where pasta you add it to boiling water. With potatoes, at least for me, I add them into lukewarm water and then start to boil them. I don't know why, I just have always done it that way. And I also added a good amount of salt to the pot. I somehow lost my potato masher. I know I've been talking about this for so many weeks now, but until I find it, we're still using hand mixer vibes. Time to make the mashed potatoes. I think the potatoes are perfectly fork tender at this point, so they're all in there. Now I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of butter. The good thing is this is being spread out over 4 meal preps, so it's not that bad. Now I know I said I was gonna do light cream, but the other day I made mashed potatoes with some cream cheese, and I don't really remember how much I put in, but I'm just gonna add the rest of this cream cheese that I have and omit the heavy cream because it was actually so good the other day. I'm gonna do a little bit of salt. So you could do like pepper too and all that, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. So little sprinkle of salt, and we'll taste it after to make sure it's good. We're gonna do some garlic. I need to do the dishes because I have no small spoons left, but add in a good amount of garlic. Finally, since we're not doing the heavy cream, I'm just gonna do a little bit of milk. This is the Fairlife fat-free milk. That should be good. I'm gonna mix everything together right now and see what the consistency is looking like. We have some very fluffy mashed potatoes. I didn't even taste them, but I'm sure that they're fine. I'm not even gonna bother. Now I'm gonna take some of the Parmesan cheese and add a good amount of that in. This is gonna give it like some really nice flavor when it comes out of the oven. Try not to make a mess, but I'm gonna fold all of the Parmesan in. Now I only did 2 potatoes because I find that I always overdo it on mashed potatoes, and I only want like a pretty thin layer. Guys, so the shepherd's pies are all assembled. Here's what they look like. I feel like my bowls are a little bit bigger. Preferably if you have a smaller bowl, use that one because it looks a little sad in there presentation wise, but these are now going to go in the oven, obviously uncovered because the lids aren't oven safe. I'm also just now thinking that you could probably just pop these in the fridge right now and then put them in the oven every day for like 20 minutes when you want to eat one, but I'm just gonna put them in the oven as is and then store them in the fridge. That way I can just microwave them. All right, they're all in. 20 minutes on the timer. I'll touch base with you guys when they're done. It's actually perfect that we have 20 minutes to clean up the kitchen. I'm gonna put some dishes in the dishwasher and probably run the dishwasher since I don't have many utensils left before we get started on the third recipe. All right guys, here they are out of the oven. So you can see the potatoes started to brown a little bit on the top, which I think is perfect. I left them in there for probably like 25 minutes in total. We're in my office right now with them because I want to take a picture of them and I like the white background and stuff more for pictures, but I'm just finishing off the top. Honestly, this is really not that important, but just for some added color, I'm adding a bunch of parsley sprinkled on top of each of them. I don't know, I think that just makes it a little bit more interesting. You could maybe do like chives or fresh parsley if you have it, but I just did the dried parsley. But there is the side view. Honestly, it really wasn't that hard and I just feel like it's gonna be delicious. It's something just slightly different than what I typically do, so I love that. It was a little while later. I desperately want to take a shower and take my makeup off, but I know if I do that right now, I will probably not want to make this last meal prep for the day, and we need to just finish off strong and get it done. I'm still waiting for the dishwasher to finish up. We're just making a chicken healthy alfredo, so it should be pretty easy. The meal prep containers all set. These ones are really nice because they're just like big bowls, so when you're making like a pasta, or like last time I made a mac and cheese in them. So it's good when you just need like a bowl, because a lot of times meal preps need separation in them, but for certain ones you need just the big bowl as is. So I'm gonna use these ones. These are by the brand Rubbermaid, I think. Yeah, just Rubbermaid ones. Nice and simple. I'm gonna make the sauce right now. It's gonna be like a healthy Alfredo is the goal. All right, so here's what I'm thinking for ingredients. We have black pepper, onion salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of hot sauce, also Parmesan cheese, more Parmesan cheese, light cream. So I didn't use the light cream in this one. I was gonna use milk, but now I'm gonna use light cream instead and see how that goes. And then we're gonna use the Good Culture cottage cheese, which is my favorite cottage cheese. It's actually really good. This is gonna be like the main base of the sauce. It's really not like Alfredo at all, but it's just gonna taste like a creamy pasta sauce and kind of give Alfredo vibes, but healthier. And then of course we have some minced garlic. So I have my blender out. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I like my stuff pretty saucy, so I'll probably add a good amount of ingredients and then we'll at least have this part done. I'm doing this right now because I don't want it to get too late and then I have to blend something and like wake up my neighbors. So I might as well get this part done and over with. The puree setting looks a little crazy, but let's see. I feel like it's really thick right now and I want it, I think, a little bit thinner than this, just that way we can spread it out throughout 4 different meal preps. So now I might add just a little bit of milk. I don't want to do too much milk because I don't want it to be too runny, so this is like a very careful pour. Hopefully that's good and not too much. This is like a very easy thing to blend, luckily. Perfect consistency. If you guys can see, it's like moving enough. It actually smells like Alfredo. Should I try a little bit on the side? All right, here we go. Wait, it literally tastes like Alfredo sauce. That's wild. And cottage cheese has such high protein, so this is a great alternative. So that was so easy, and now we're done making the sauce. All we have to do is cook the pasta and the chicken. Okay, the dishwasher finished. I just unloaded it, and now we can finish up this meal prep. So I just salted some water just this second. This is the pasta that I'm gonna use. It's not protein pasta or anything, it's just a thin spaghetti. I believe it's whole wheat, or is it regular? Oh, I guess it's regular. I thought I got whole wheat, but this is just a regular thin spaghetti. Honestly, I really like the protein pasta. I forget what brand it is, but I do really like the protein pasta. It's just like way more expensive, and honestly, for the amount of protein extra there is, it's only like 2 or 3 more grams of protein per serving, so it's not like a dire need. Like if you're gonna have pasta, you can have the regular pasta. You don't need like the extra 3 grams of protein like that. So I opted for just a regular one today to show you guys that you don't need the most expensive things in order to meal prep and make it really yummy. The water is just about going to boil over here. I don't know how much pasta I'm gonna do. What does it say? There's 8 servings in this, so I need to use exactly half of this pasta for all of my meal prep. So that's easy enough to eyeball. Boiling, so let me start adding this thin spaghetti in. You could do whatever kind of pasta you want. It doesn't have to be spaghetti. Spaghetti just happens to be my personal favorite, so that's why I'm choosing to do it today. But feel free to do whatever type of noodle your heart desires. Okay, there we go. They're all in. I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes and then they'll be done and ready to drain. I want them to cool down a little bit before I mix them with the Alfredo sauce, because what I've noticed is that cottage cheese, when heating up too quickly, can kind of like start to separate weirdly. So I'm gonna wait for the noodles to cool down a little bit before I combine them with the sauce, I think. Now, moving over here, I have my favorite pan fresh out of the dishwasher. I'm gonna add some olive oil to the pan first and foremost. I might be able to fit all 4 pieces of chicken on the pan right now, which would be lovely if I could. Now that the pan is pretty hot, I have it on like a medium to low heat. I like to cook chicken pretty low and slow. I'm gonna add these pieces in and I'm just gonna flip them immediately so that way oil gets on the top and the bottom of them before the olive oil is like all the way cooked up. Guys, I'm like kind of spooked out right now because the lights in my kitchen just like randomly got brighter. Anywho, I'm gonna keep adding my chicken and just flipping it over, like I said, to make sure they all get some olive oil on them. So I'm just gonna keep this low and slow until they start to brown. It should be like, I don't know, I would say like 5 minutes on each side. Alright guys, we have the meal preps here. The chicken is still cooking, but I have a fear that I made not enough pasta, but I think it's just because these bowls are so large that I feel like I need to make more than a serving to fill them. But I'm gonna add the pasta in now just to make sure it all looks okay inside the bowls. Like I said to you guys, I like my pasta extra saucy, so I did add quite a bit of sauce to not that many noodles, but that's just the way I like it, okay? This would be so good as a lemon pasta because I'm obsessed with lemon, like ricotta pasta, and I feel like you could use this exact sauce recipe and just add lemon juice and lemon zest to it, and it would be so good. Okay, I think I made like an okay amount. It just looks so small in these bowls because these bowls are huge. All right, I flattened out the pasta the best that I could, and I think it looks a little bit more full now. I'm gonna clean up the edges a bit, but I'm happy with that. All right, last meal prep is officially checked off the list. Look at how good these look, you guys. I added a little bit of parsley on top for color, as I always do, but I think these look incredible. The chicken was cooked to perfection. This is such a simple meal. So you guys, with that being said, I am going to finish cleaning up my kitchen, wait for these meal preps to cool down, and then we can put them in the fridge and they will be ready to go for tomorrow. But that concludes today's meal prep video. Hopefully this gave you some good ideas for going into 2024. I know we're getting close to Christmas and New Year's, and that's a time to just have fun and enjoy whatever it is you're eating. You can totally eat healthy, but if you want to indulge and have fun, it's like a no regrets type of time. So hopefully this video can be of service to you guys going into the new year when you want to get back on your grind and just feel a bit healthier. I love everything that I made today, and I know that future Molly is going to thank me so much for this, like having the breakfast sandwiches, now this alfredo and the shepherd's pie. I have so many good options to choose from when I don't feel like cooking. I'm gonna pick up and then go take a shower and wash off my makeup, which I'm so excited to do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and nonetheless, definitely give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe here if you guys are new. Let me know what kind of content you want to see in 2024 because I'm starting to plan all of that out and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in my next video very soon. Bye.